This is the opening statement. We're going to give each candidate who is present 1 minute to answer this question. And I'm going to repeat the question if it's needed for the candidates. Our first question is, what draws you to want to serve as a Board of Education Commissioner? Ming, whenever you're ready.
Sure. Yes, I'm Min Chang, and thank you so much for this forum. And I would say that the beginning of when I started thinking about running, it was really for a personal reason because I'm first and foremost a mom, and we are parents to two lovely young ladies. Our youngest is 24; she's a second-year law student, and our oldest is 28. She's a journalist with the Wall Street Journal. And so, just as parents, it was really important. And then for myself, I'm a product of public schools. I went through the public school system and I'm very proud of it. And I'm also one of those crazy people that actually have 5 academic degrees. I have 2 bachelors, 2 masters, and a doctorate. And so education in general is really important. So I would say I started this because public education, public schools, very close to the mission that you just showed us, is very near and dear to my heart. I think it's where most of our kids go to school, and there should be no reason why SFUSD shouldn't be the best school system in San Francisco as well as in California. But now now that I know enough about what's actually happening at SFUSD, I really feel like my work experience is actually more relevant for the reasons that draws me to being on the board. I have 35 years of work experience, really relevant work experience. I'm a CEO. I know how to turn around organizations. I know how to manage budgets. I know how to handle assets. I know what it's like and what's going to take the financial management acumen that's required to really solve the fiscal crisis without closing schools, and also be able to put together a robust business plan, all the things that you really need to make sure SFUSD is actually financially viable moving forward. So now actually the more compelling reason is actually my work experience, but I started this really from a personal standpoint. Thank you.
I am a parent of a third grader. He goes to Alice Wong Yu and Wame After School. I'm also a daughter of refugees. My parents being the first in their families to immigrate over. They struggled. We didn't have a shared language to communicate, and we struggled within the system. My brother dropped out of high school and I started school mute. But I was very lucky. I had an amazing kindergarten teacher who set me up on a path to being the first in my family to graduate college. And I don't think that anyone should have to rely on luck to get the help that they need, that everyone deserves to have an excellent education. I've worked the last 8 years at Wu Yi in early education and combined 20 years of work in education and public health. On the other end of the spectrum, I serve folks who are in prison through arts education. And I truly believe that our public schools is the most powerful institution to close equity gaps for all of our folks, communities of color, immigrants, and our marginalized communities. And I believe that every child deserves to have the best education possible from cradle to career.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello? Yeah. Hi. So I'm also a parent of public school graduates. My twin sons just graduated in June from Galileo High School and Low High School. And I was also on the Board of Education just 2 years ago, after I successfully helped lead the successful Recall School Board campaign. And from that experience, I feel like I know what the Board of Education is about. I know what SFUSD is about and how to work things. And since I left the board for the past year, I actually founded a nonprofit school, K-8, that has served the working class and immigrant families of San Francisco. And through that firsthand experience of being a teacher and principal, I really saw the challenges firsthand of educating students. And I want to bring that experience back to SFUSD so that I can serve all the students again. That's why I'm drawn to running for the board again.
Vanessa, hi, fellow candidates. Good evening. So yeah, well, I think in the long term, the only way we can really turn the city around is through the children. And so we're looking 15, 20, 30 years down the line. If we have any hope of reducing the homelessness, the drug addiction, the crime, it's got to start with our children. So I don't have my own children. I might be the only candidate who does not have children, but I always tell people I had actually 80 kids. I like Ann, I had my own school, and that really opened my eyes, as Ann was saying, to the importance of education and how a teacher can really shape a child's life. And so that was probably, I have a background in tech, an engineer. I have a master's in education as well, but I never really understood the power of education until I ran my school. So I believe those experiences and knowledge that I gained, I would love to use in our public school system to hopefully help them improve as well. Thank you.